By the way, just one other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother. He grabbed the SD cards out of the camera afterwards. And there's all these conspiracy videos about like, why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all,
hey guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Carissa.
And I'm Christian, and this is A Lot in Common. Sister, how are you doing today?
I'm doing excellent today. I just been thinking about maybe getting a phone that doesn't have any open ends.
So like an untraceable phone?
Yes, an untraceable phone. Like a flip phone.
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
And then start using like a real camera to take pictures.
Right.
Getting them developed.
Like how we used to
back
in the day. I love that idea.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's going to be really hard to run a podcast without a smartphone. But I do
you
love
can use
that.
a computer.
Yeah.
You can literally just use the computer all the time. You
That's
just have
true.
to like go to different areas and use your computer and then use your phone for phone calls.
I think I give too much credit to the government and to the higher ups that control everything. I feel like even with the flip phones or even with like all these phones that they have nowadays that are supposedly untraceable, I really feel like they're still able to trace it, you know?
I don't know. I feel like they can't trace every single thing.
Right.
Come on.
I mean,
not every single thing.
Yeah. That's probably the reality of the situation. They can't actually listen in on every single topic. Or, I mean, now that I'm saying that, I think that they can. But we probably do give them too much
authority.
Yeah, like we think that they are able to do more than they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the government likes it that way. I think that they want us to think that they have all this power and all of this control, even though they are taking huge steps into getting this power and control. But they would like us to think that they have more than they really do. You know?
I mean, yeah.
I think that would make sense.
They would want to seem more powerful than they are.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Doesn't that make sense?
That totally makes sense to me. I think we can definitely jump into Tucker because, man, he's such a likable person and I really just liked him and I still do so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of people are saying and speculating, why does he give so much grace to Erika Kirk? And so it is a great question. Why does he give her so much grace? Why does he sit there and say that he loves Erika Kirk still? I know it's playing the 4D chess, you know, like he's got to be playing all sides, but there is a point that you're not going to sit there on the fence and be a fence sitter. We're sick of it. Yeah. And so you stand your ground. Your yes means yes and your no means no. And you're going to have to choose a side, especially in this political atmosphere that we're in.
Against targeting family members.
Yes.
And to be honest, that's why I find a lot of the attacks on Erika Kirk to be repulsive.
I totally agree.
There's a lot of people who have made a name for themselves on social media by spreading certain theories about Erika. And I think Erika is a good person. She's a friend of mine. I've known Erika for almost as long as she's probably known Charlie. And I was with her a few weeks ago in Palm Beach, and you can see that, you know, the attacks affect her and they hurt her, but she keeps moving forward. So I think that having vitriolic targets on families is certainly wrong.
Certainly you can't punish people for something they didn't do.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. That's why segregation is wrong. That's why the anti-white racism that dominates American life is wrong.
So what do you think of that?
That video, well, I watched that interview and I just thought he's just totally a Trumper. You know what I mean? He just wants Trump's name to be cleared. And the fact that he's rooting for Erika so much, it kind of goes right back into that whole agenda with her being the vice president.
Right.
So I don't know. It's definitely shady to me, but I don't think Tucker Carlson really said much. He's kind of staying on the fence so he can kind of be friendly with everybody.
Yeah.
And then they feel comfortable talking with him. I don't know. I don't want to jump there yet with Tucker. I don't want to jump off the Tucker bandwagon just
all
yet.
The way.
Not yet.
I agree with you. I do want to have faith still in somebody. That's for sure. Tucker Carlson's a huge person that we put a lot of faith into, but I'm not gonna lie that, you know, you don't put faith into man. And so I won't be surprised if we're let down again. That's all I'm gonna say. I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because
we can't be surprised with anybody, right? Like, we can't be surprised if we're let down by Candace, Barron, because they're just people.
Yeah.
And we're just people, and we're all just people living this experience, right?
Yeah.
So we can't think of people as they're gonna always do the right thing.
Yeah. And you know, there is a lot coming out right now about Tucker. I'll actually show it here.
So this is at the Dre dossier. This is Tucker Carlson, January 4th, 2021. We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait. I hate him passionately. He continued, what he's good at is destroying things. He's the undisputed world champion of that. And then in April 20th, 2026, and I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people, and it was not intentional.
And so in this video, she pulls out the receipts of what Tucker had said, and like the proof that he said that behind the scenes he was supposedly hating on Trump a lot. And then in public, of course, he went on stage and he said that he wants President Trump to win back in 2024. And so it is kind of two-faced. I'll give everybody that. It's two-faced. I don't, again, know how we would be or how you're supposed to act in the political world. And like, you know, I'm sure everybody hates everybody, to be honest. The politics is horrible. And Tucker does play that game. We've said it many times. He plays a very strong game of, you know, being really nice to your face and then calling you out. But at the same time, he'll say to your face, like, oh, well, I think that I'm not accusing you of killing somebody, but I think that you killed somebody, you know.
He's super sly.
He's super sly. He's very condescending.
Yeah, he's condescending and sly. And so he says things that could mean yes or could mean no.
Yes.
So it's kind of up for interpretation. And so you just hope it's for the good, but
you never know, because he has not denounced Peter Thiel. He is really good friends with JD Vance. He claims he's really good friends with JD Vance. So, I mean,
but the thing is that if he went against Peter Thiel, right?
Yeah.
They would probably take his life. They probably would. So I mean, we all would say we would do the right thing and, you know, die for the good cause. But when you're in that position, you know what I mean? I just don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, his father was CIA, and I think it's a huge CIA tactic to be using people how you need them, right? And so he's collecting all of this data from all these people all the time in his mind. Like, he's constantly just like got so much on people, I feel like. There was a great video posted by Lori Half-Death with MS here. She says, dang, the look on Tucker's face. And this is super telling to me. How he does this, you know, like how he will sit there and take in the information that people are saying and like store it for later, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just one other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother. He grabbed the SD cards out of the camera afterwards. And there's all these conspiracy videos about, like, why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all, they're in the possession of the FBI. Okay. It's not like he took them and like ran off with them.
Yeah, Mr. Farnsworth originally provided, I believe, a flash drive to Lieutenant O'Brien with one of the local agencies. And a short time after that, on September 10th, he provided downloadable versions, electronic versions to Agent Mortensen.
Second of all, I asked him personally, I said, why did you do that? And he looked at me and this was his answer. He said, because I know people can be evil. And he did not want that footage being grabbed by somebody. There was videos of people after the incident going and stealing hats off the table. I mean, so I'm so grateful he did that. And that was his instinct. He's like, I'm depressed to know that was why I did that. But I knew that I had to protect that footage because I wanted, I mean, you know, you're recording in like 4K, you know? And so I'm so glad he did that.
Just shot Charlie.
He looks upset that he did that.
He looks disturbed.
Yeah.
Like that's not okay.
He's like,
Yeah.
what?
He's like, we didn't talk about this.
He's like,
Well, you're
wait.
pulling one over on me, huh?
Yeah.
On live? On
Yeah.
live? Wow, you're really doing this on live? So, yeah, he, I've watched a lot of Tucker Carlson, and
Yeah,
I
me
haven't
too.
seen any faces like that quite yet.
Right. He's like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like he's
Mhm.
he's saving that for later
Yep.
in his mind. And
Mhm.
so I think the thing that I think pisses a lot of people off with Tucker is that he knows so much and he pretends like he doesn't. Right? He's like, "Oh, what? I never heard of that. That's interesting,
Yeah.
But that's just how he does things, and
Yeah.
he's gotten to this amount of seniority and respect, and people confide in him and come on his show that he may not agree with, but I think that that's a pretty important place to be in.
Yeah.
He is really good friends with Candace, and I'm sure that she is filling him in on all the details of everything, the case and everything that's going
Mhm.
on. I mean, like we said, look at Buckley Carlson. I mean, he's very well versed in everything in the Charlie Kirk case, and he very much feels like they are shady at the least. So
At the
that's his best
least.
friend, his brother. So I mean, I think we're gonna give Tucker a little bit more grace here. I
Yeah.
do see why everybody is upset with him, but I think we're gonna let him keep going a little longer before we turn on him completely.
Or before we realize he's turned on us.
Yes,
Or that.
exactly. Well said, sister. But let's move on to some other news here. In the case, there
Yeah.
is a lot more news coming out. So this was very interesting right here.
Okay.
This was shared by Artifacts Memoriam. He is an interesting character. He's supposedly a whistleblower that's coming out. And
a
he is
whistleblower from who?
TPUSA.
Okay.
So he quit TPUSA just recently. He was a cameraman for like a lot of years. I don't know the exact amount. I'm sorry. But
I think they said 10 to 12.
yeah, like from the beginning, he's
Yes.
worked for TPUSA and with Charlie, and he was a cameraman. And so he's coming out, and people are very mixed on how they feel about him. It's
Mhm.
either you really like him and you want to have him on your show. Stu Peters had him on his show. Or you've got other people like Ian Wenster who had him or was going to have him on and then totally did not want to have him on after because they got in this huge argument via text. So that's a little backstory behind the Artifacts Memoriam guy. He's coming out saying he's a whistleblower, hasn't coming out with any information yet, but we'll see. So right here we've got Stu Peters. Tyler Robinson's exact apartment address was Google searched in Hebrew from the Egyptian jet that was stalking Charlie Kirk while the jet sat parked in Lincoln, Nebraska on April 29, 2025. That's crazy. Let's take a look at this, you guys.
So on the 24th of April, here's the inbound flight. And then on April 30th, that flight leaves for Delaware. And during this time frame, right here, April 29th, 2025, there are hits for the Hebrew search parameters that you put in here. What's the translation?
Sure. You'll be able to see the translation on the next screen, and that is Tyler Robinson's address.
Wait a minute. And that includes the apartment number, very specific. So in
That's
Hebrew, they
crazy.
put in Tyler
Mhm.
Robinson's
Very specific.
address with the apartment number
Yes. So just
on
and
April
so
29th.
on April 29th, it was Googled in exactly that way in Hebrew, not in Yiddish, not in, English, not in any other language, using those characters and that exact search query.
That's pretty damning, you guys. That is some damning evidence, in my opinion, right there.
Yeah, it is. In my opinion as well. If you live by the fact that nothing's a coincidence,
Yeah.
then this is real crazy news.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't believe in coincidences, and I think that that would be a really hard coincidence to
Right.
even believe if you were going to buy that narrative, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, no, they were just looking up Tyler and then Robinson, in Hebrew. It makes perfect sense. It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you explain that they're looking up his exact address with the apartment number?
Mm-mm.
Come on. Come on.
Nope.
And I mean, these Google search trends are wild. The amount of things that they have Google searched in, and then also in states where they have a huge FBI presence, right? So they're going to be looking up Lance Twiggs. They looked up all of the doctors' names and surgeons' names from the Timpanogos Hospital. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
they would do that, you know, to have their addresses and their names to have some kind of blackmail on them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
You know
sure
what I
that they
mean?
were digging for blackmail on all these
like
people.
keep making sure that they're under, you know, their hand and they're not going to say anything.
Right. They were searching them months and months before. It was early
Really?
2025 that they did the
Really?
initial Lance Twiggs search.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so they were totally
just watching them.
Yep. And I mean, even look at the Timpanogos Hospital, how they took all of the footage. There's zero footage from that day, zero anybody speaking out because they already had everything in line. And so it's just very interesting. And of course, it's with these Egyptian planes. Everybody's laughing at Candace, telling her that she's crazy. These Egyptian planes. Oh, what's up with this? No, there's a lot there. There's so much more than even any of us know yet.
Yeah.
That these Egyptian planes have, I'm sure.
And the fact that they're trying to make it laughable
Yeah.
is really telling to me because
Yeah.
usually, you know, like if something's not true, you kind of let it slide. You're like, well, that's not true. Like,
Right.
why am I even going to respond? But if something is true and you don't want people to know, that's when you start freaking out and responding. So they do that a lot.
They do that a lot with
They
a lot of
do.
different things.
Yeah.
They do. Another interesting revelation coming out with Tyler Robinson is going to be where he was a couple days before September 10th.
Tyler Robinson,
Yes.
a couple of days before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear about that.
Tornado Alley, she says, how did Tyler Robinson become a patsy? Well, he attended an event at Dixie Tech hosted by Wilkerson's Electric just 6 days before Charlie Kirk was eliminated. Wilkerson Electric is contracted at UVU for the new engineering building. Just an interesting coincidence, you guys. What a fun night at Dixie Tech. Pizza and great conversations and announcing our new Wilkinson's Electric Scholarship, a night to remember at Dixie Technical College. That sure looks like him to me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that definitely looks like Tyler Robinson.
Yeah.
100%. That's a really weird picture, huh?
Yeah.
Like, look at that face in
This
all the
one?
way in the background. That looks super scary.
It just shows more like they were tracking these patsies, you know. I definitely am a firm believer that Lance Twiggs had a lot more to do with it, in my opinion, on September 10th. I think that there was a lot more to that story, how the FBI just let him go, they granted him special immunities.
Right.
It's for what? Why would you do that? You were going to look, in a normal case, you're going to look at every aspect, every person. You're going to look at so much, you know, especially with the boyfriend he was supposedly the trans one.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Robinson kills him. Like, come on.
I just wonder how long that they have been watching these people. And like, were they planning on it always being Charlie Kirk? Or does the FBI or whoever's doing this, did they come up with, you know, these situations for whoever?
Right.
You know, like
every one of
do they just
power?
have these scenarios ready to go for whoever they want to take out?
I think so.
Yeah, like
I
do
think
they
that
have
makes
these
a lot of
scenarios
sense.
ready to go?
Yeah.
And like Charlie Kirk was there, so they planned it 3 months. Like I would just love to know the dates that they planned this. How long did they plan this for?
Right.
You know, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, you know, I was talking to somebody and they were saying that you know, Charlie Kirk was a huge guy. And I'm like, you know, he absolutely was. We have to be honest with ourselves here.
Yeah.
He was a very big, firm believer in Judeo-Christian values. He was totally loved.
Because he loved the Holy Land and he loved the story of Jesus.
And he loved people and he loved.
Yeah.
So, but what's interesting, obviously, is that he was changing his mind. And so I was talking to this person and I'm like, well, we don't know when he was changing his mind because he was talking behind the scenes with Candace very, very suggestively that he did not like it. But then he's seen on camera early 2025 literally praising And then towards the middle of 2025, he starts publicly denouncing it and publicly denouncing what Bibi is doing in his government, right? And so it's just, you wonder, because if there were lining up these patsies and they are able to see the text messages of everybody that they have in line and have everything ready, they know where you live, right? These patsies. So were they reading Charlie Kirk's messages and how he really felt? Did they have Erika telling the truth? Like, she was supposedly totally, that's what Tucker says, that she was even more than Charlie was. So did they have all of this knowledge for months prior, or whenever he was initially turning on?
They've been planning it since the moment Charlie started showing signs of changing in any kind of direction that they didn't favor.
Yeah, and personally, not publicly. He wasn't denouncing him yet. So they were watching closely, and
Very
so it
closely.
is scary. It is kind of scary that these people, that they're being tracked. Everybody in power is being tracked.
And out of power.
Yeah.
Literally, like, we are all being tracked all the time.
We are.
And, you know, that's just what it is.
It is, and it is scary, guys. It is scary, but you fear not. It says do not fear, like, count hundreds of times in the Bible. I think that's very important to keep that in mind when you're living your daily life. Whenever you're doing anything, honestly, don't fear, because God's got his plan, and however he wants it to play out is going to play out. So you got to just trust in the Lord. I did want to pull up something with Erika Kirk here. She did a video for TPUSA Faith, and a lot of people are speculating if it's AI.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. I wish I could be there with you tonight. I'm really grateful that you came out to be a part of the Make Heaven Crowded tour. This night is about one thing: lifting up the name of Jesus and creating space for people to hear the gospel clearly. And across the country, we are seeing churches gather with a shared purpose, and it is amazing. It's to proclaim the truth of God's word, to call people to repentance and faith, and to believe again that Jesus Christ is still transforming lives today. And even though I could not be there with you tonight, you all are in great hands with the team that is with you. They're phenomenal. We are so blessed to have them. And my prayer is simple: that the Lord would move in a powerful way tonight, and that hearts would be open to the gospel, and that many people would leave this room forever changed by Jesus Christ. Thank you for being a part of Make Heaven Crowded tour. God bless you all.
What do you think?
It sounds like an AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of seems like an AI to me. It does. It kind of seems like an AI, but the AI is getting better.
So Candace pointed out a few months ago that the TPUSA was working with this AI company, right? And the AI company does like commercials and all these things, like videos specifically. And so for an AI company, what they're going to do is they're going to take tons of footage of you. She probably had to sit there for hours and hours and hours of footage of her, right? Mm-hmm. And so it would make sense that it would perfect the video of her. I think it's pretty curious how in the video she's saying Jesus over and over.
She says it really weird to me,
right?
Too
right.
I
Her
thought
mouth,
she said it kind of strange.
Yes.
So,
and she said it a lot, and so people have been really getting on her for not saying Jesus' name.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, but you're saying Lord, you're not saying Jesus. People were going crazy on her for that.
Yeah.
And now she says it like 5 times in one video.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to expect them to constantly try to correct themselves.
Yeah.
It's just so obvious now. They just can't get away with anything. They've lied way too much. They can't. So.
Nope. And I think it's AI. In my opinion, I think that's AI.
And honestly, it would make it more controllable too. Like if the people above Erika are saying like, look, we can just make a video of you.
Yeah.
Like you don't really matter as much. You know what I mean? Like you're still our puppet.
Yeah.
You still have to do what we say, because she might be acting out of line a little bit. Who knows?
Maybe I feel like with Erika, she just doesn't want to do it. You know what I mean? I think that's what they're probably struggling with her.
Right.
She's going to cancel events.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be at that event. And she said, sorry, I can't make it. So they made a quick AI video of her, and they're like, here, just get it done. She might be, You know,
she could be falling apart because of all the truths that are coming out.
Yeah.
She could be literally falling apart, and they can't get any video of her looking normal. Because when you cry, your eyes get all poofy. Like you look sad. Like they're like, we can't do this.
Yeah, I mean,
possibly that's a possibility.
Yeah, she could
right?
be crying and breaking down from all the scrutiny that she's getting.
Yeah, it's a
from
lot.
Everybody.
Not saying it's not deserved, but she's still getting it, and she's still. I don't know if she's human, but I think yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree with you. I think it's AI. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it, you guys. Sticking with that. But let's move on here. Let's switch gears a little here.
Okay.
So I did want to talk about Elon Musk a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Some
I do
interesting
too.
stuff with him, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What a dork. You know what I mean? Like such a dork, dude.
You talking about the video of him dancing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a new video? I wasn't sure if it was new or not, but I'm just like, man, during the MAGA days, I was like, oh, Elon's cool. He's a dork, but he's cool.
Right.
He wants good things for America, so I like him,
Yeah.
And then after learning everything, you're just like, what a total dweeb.
Yeah, he's a total dweeb, but also very dark and evil.
He's a dark dweeb.
Yeah.
He's a
I mean,
dark,
he is
evil
the
dweeb.
richest man in the world, supposedly, trillions of dollars here. And so, oh my gosh, he starts taking it off.
Yeah, dude.
Hold on, let's
and like
look
they're
real
just
quick.
loving it.
Well, because it's a room full of dorks, dude.
No, I mean, maybe not. Too bad he's not a good guy, because then we would be like, yeah, I get it,
It would be funny.
If he was a good guy, I would be saying, get it. But he's not a good guy, so I'm saying, no, he's a dork.
Yeah,
That's being nice, actually.
Yeah.
Right? That's being so nice.
Yes.
Calling him just a dork, so.
Yep. And he did just send one of his spaceships into the moon and crashed.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, though, because he posted the AI version of it. This is from Elon Musk.
How do we know it's the AI version?
Well, it's community noted on every single one of these posts, right?
Okay.
So every post that somebody posts of this video is community noted. This video shows a simulation of SpaceX rocket stage impacting the moon. The actual August 2026 crash was confirmed by the telescope observations from the Earth. No spacecraft recorded video of this event from this angle. So it's a simulation.
Well, at least they're being honest. He's just showing us some random video.
Right. Well, it's fake. It's a simulation, right? Like that's what it's supposedly looked like.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like that at all. Supposedly, it just looked like nothing going into the moon.
It looked like nothing because it was nothing.
Right.
Like they're showing us this is what it could have looked like if everything was as we've taught you guys. This is what it would have looked like
Right.
if everything we said about the moon was true.
Right.
It would have looked like this. So this is like just a useless post.
Yeah, it's useless. And then he posts it and it's like, okay, why are you doing that? You're like on the same level of NASA fake,
Yeah,
but he does have an entire organization that's literally just like NASA, supposedly sending spaceships into space and sending spaceships to Mars.
Yeah. One of the things that made me kind of turn away from Elon Musk was finding out more about his mom.
Yeah.
Have you seen about his mom?
You sent me some stuff.
Here, let's look up some pictures of Elon Musk's mom.
Okay. May.
She's part of the Illuminati.
Totally.
There's lots of demonic pictures of her, and it's just really weird.
Yeah, she is very weird, huh?
So yeah, these are just like some of the pictures, but doing the left eye thing constantly, and then she has some just weird ones.
Yeah, I mean, and it's all, they'll say that it's for art. They always got to say that, but it's the symbolism, and symbolism will be their downfall. What's really creepy though is we were just talking about this the other day, how, the whole Perez Hilton thing that happened. I don't want to really talk about that too much, but it was like a ritual, a sacrificial ritual.
Yeah, I felt that for sure, but
Yeah.
because of how much it made me feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, it made me feel so sad for him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just arose a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
And so I think for sure it was a sacrificial thing because he was coming to the Lord and I know Candace was trying to say that he was a terrible guy before.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of Perez Hilton, and I know he was like a mean guy. That was a spiritual attack caught on camera, a demonic attack caught on camera.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, though. I just saw like a screenshot of it on somebody else's video.
Yeah.
But just the description of it.
Yeah, I only saw because I was watching Tim Dillon, and Tim Dillon played a second of it.
I saw that.
And I was like, Tim, why'd you do that? I didn't want to
Yes.
see it. You and me were saying is that like the devil, he's getting like symbolism when we were all growing up, and even not even that long ago, was very, like the eye thing, or like, putting up your triangles and stuff like that. And now, like with Ariana Grande's video, just super. You were saying what is the video again?
So the video is, just saw the first part of it. I think it's the first part where she is sitting at a desk and she's being criticized by a bunch of men. And then there's a screen and it shows her with a chainsaw, all these men getting on top of the table, them, blood's everywhere. And then she looks demonic and like joyful, and her eyes are black with blood all over her. And that's just not normal.
No.
That's not normal, and that's extraordinarily creepy and scary. And the devil is just letting it all out.
Yeah.
He's not like trying to hide things anymore because he's falling.
Yeah.
He's just going all out.
Yeah, I think he's going
acting
all
out.
out. Yeah, and because so many people are turning away from Hollywood, and so many people are turning to Christ, and he's losing in some type of way. I mean, look at even MAGA is dead, like everything, no psyops are psyoping, nothing's working. And so the devil is just like, okay, balls to the wall, going crazy. You know what I mean?
Seriously. That's what it feels like
crazy.
Anyway. That's what it seriously feels like.
Yeah. That is definitely what it feels like.
Yes.
And looks like.
To me.
Yep.
Yeah.
To me too, sister.
To me, to you, to you.
This is the artificial sun that they are creating. This is a giant magnet to hold a plasma ball that's hotter than the sun. What could possibly go wrong?
Like, there's not enough to do. There's not enough to do.
Yeah, right? Here it is. I mean,
the one we have isn't working well enough. Let's make another one.
Right. I just saw too. They were saying that there's a private company that just got the go ahead, the green light to put a huge reflector in space, to cool down the Earth because of global warming. So there's just these private companies that get to control the world. Like we've said,
crazy.
Like Bill Gates controls the world.
Yeah.
He puts out all of these mosquitoes and does way worse things than that. He goes in villages and does all these horrible things. How is he allowed to do that? It's a private citizen. How is he allowed to do that? And then you've got Elon Musk that's sitting here. Apparently, his new thing he wants to do is he wants to build bases on the moon to make robots. So that's crazy. Let's look at this.
I kind of like the idea of him doing it somewhere else.
That's
I'm like,
true.
yeah, why don't you take that somewhere else? I kind of like that.
I'm sorry. He's going to build factories on the moon using his humanoid robots. So
right.
Yeah, they're going to have bases on the moon. But then, all this moon talk, it's really interesting because they just came out and said that scientists warn of secret moon base after a giant fleet of UFOs is spotted on the surface.
Yeah.
They're trying so hard with this Project Bluebeam and putting aliens out there, and people do not care.
They don't.
Not working.
Well, once we find out that the people in charge are doing the things that they're doing, we're like, okay, we don't care about the aliens.
Nope, nobody cares.
Let's learn about, if we were to take things step by step, let's start with that files.
Yes.
And then try Project Bluebeam on us, because we'll probably be much better after the real disclosure on that files that will be susceptible to Project Bluebeam. We'll be probably calm down a little bit if we get some of these criminals where they belong,
Yeah. That was such a huge thing that people were saying whenever Andrew Tate got arrested just recently in July.
Yeah.
They were saying, okay, you're going to go arrest Andrew Tate, but not one person from the files has been arrested. I do want to talk a little bit about the Spokane, Washington fire
Yes.
that happened. There's something really weird that is intertwining into all of this.
Okay.
So, of course, people are saying all the trees weren't damaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's giving Maui fires
Right.
vibes.
Direct energy weapon vibes.
Yes.
This is what the Indian Trail neighborhood looks like as of just after 8 o'clock on Sunday, August 2nd. You may have seen families right now showing up to their homes to find them completely destroyed after the Spokane area fires. I'll show you the cross streets right here, Skyline Drive and Crosby Court. And this entire cul-de-sac destroyed. Again, families just now showing up and discovering some of the damage.
Families just full first. I mean, God bless these people.
Yes. What
Imagine
they went through
coming
is a
home
tragedy.
to your house being burnt down. Jeez
Right.
Louise. So what do they want to start a data center there? Is that what's going on maybe?
Look at you with your discernment.
I don't know. That's what
So-
it seems like.
A data center was just denied in Spokane, Washington. And then, of course, this fire happens. And let me just give you an aerial view of the fire. So these are all the houses, all destroyed. Every single one of them completely destroyed for as far as the eye can see.
Wow. This is from Hustle Bitch. Maui all over again. Spokane goes up in flames after rejecting data center. What happened in Spokane, Washington is making people sick to their stomachs. A fast-moving fire tore through neighborhoods so quickly that many residents had almost no time to evacuate. Police were going door to door. Hundreds of homes were reduced to ash within hours. Firefighters were nowhere to be seen. People are pointing out that the same strange patterns was seen in Maui. Homes completely gone, cars melted in driveways, trees and some structures still standing.
That's interesting. Let's take a look at this.
What they just did in Spokane, Washington will make you sick to your stomach.
So you guys should pass a policy that puts a ban on data centers in our county because we have real problems.
Oh, Jesus.
There are so many reasons why this fire reminds people of exactly what we saw in Lahaina, Maui, and Paradise. The speed at which this fire tore through the city left people with almost no time to evacuate. In some neighborhoods, police officers had to go door to door just to get people out.
Get them. Go save some people, folks. Oh, man. Dude, hopefully they're out from Spokane, Washington.
Wow.
Cars or get their pets out of the house.
Yeah, it's very.
Get their pets out of the house, all their pictures, things that matter to them, you know.
Yeah, it's
They just
horrible.
don't care anymore. Look at the devil is going crazy because he's
Yeah.
losing so hard. He's literally going crazy. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, these people that are in control of the data centers, they want them built and they will do whatever they can to make it
Yeah.
happen.
You know what happens next is going to be very telling.
Yeah, right. Exactly. What are they going to do with all that land? Are they going to rebuild it or are they going to do the same thing that they're doing in California with all the fires? I mean, they're not allowed to pass permits to be able to rebuild their houses because it's too dangerous, apparently. Insane, but they're trying to pin it on, this is so weird to me. All right, so this guy right here, a man who his own father because he was asked to wash dishes, is now accused of setting a fire that burned roughly 700 homes to the ground and forced 65,000 people to flee. So this guy, Aaron Farinacci, he's 37. Yeah, people are just asking a question. How did he end up free with a lighter next to 65,000 people's homes? And is it another patsy? You know?
I don't know.
There's a lot of patsies going on.
There are. Oh, there's a lot of trees there. They didn't
Kinda
catch on
weird.
fire?
Yeah.
Come on. Most of the houses, those look like new houses, are made with anti-fire walls and, materials, right?
Yeah.
I think most new houses, those houses look kind of newer.
Yeah, they did.
So what I'm saying is the trees would burn down.
If it
Definitely as well.
If it was that insane of a fire, just like we asked the same questions about Maui, that fire was burning and melting cars. They were completely melted.
Melted into the driveway.
If it's that hot of fire, it's going to burn everything. I mean, I really do think you're right. I think it's direct energy weapons. But they had to pin the fire on somebody, and they did pin it on that guy.
Allegedly. That's our opinion.
Yes.
That's our opinion.
Our opinion. Opinions only.
Yeah.
This is a opinion-based podcast, guys.
Yes. Things that have been happening, to go in a different direction completely.
Yeah.
The things that are coming up about Joe Felz.
Yeah.
Originally we're not followers of his, so
Yeah.
we didn't know much of his content. We weren't sure if we were going to cover it.
Yeah.
But just the fact that he states in multiple videos that he was not, if he dies, he didn't commit. He makes it very clear multiple times, and his death was ruled a.
Yes.
So it's very shady in the way that his wife's posting on there, and it doesn't seem right. Your discernment kind of goes off here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people agree because you look at the comments of all of his posts now, people are so upset with his wife because she's claiming that to not look into it, give us some respect. You have no idea what was going on. And that could be true, but it is interesting that you're going to sit there and tell us to stop looking into it whenever he's the one that posted in his videos to look into it specifically if he dies or mysteriously dies, commits, or something happens to him, to look into it. So it's kind of weird. Let's pull up his profile.
And
here.
it's even crazier what he was trying to do and the knowledge that he had about using free energy, about all the old Bibles. He was like scanning copies of it and trying to make it affordable and easy for people to access. So the things he was doing and his mission was super awesome and so helpful for the new world we are going to be living in. And so it would make sense that they would off him. It is the question. We don't know who they is quite yet, or if we ever will. He seemed like a very cool guy with a very important message, an important mission. And he said in multiple videos that he's not, and to look into it if this type of thing were to happen.
Yes.
And his wife doesn't seem to be interested in taking a look. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the post right here. With word rapidly spreading, I wanted to put out a formal statement. Joe Felz has left this earth and has finally found his free. I don't have many words right now, but I ask that you please give myself, Joe's family, and all his loved ones the space and time needed to process a loss of this magnitude. I also want to pass along a message from Brandy that I hope everyone will keep in mind. The manner at which something occurs should never overshadow the end result or the legacy that is left behind. Think before you speak, consider who will hear your words, and honor those who have yet to speak. Thank you for your prayers, your love, and your understanding, and for remembering Joe for the life he lived. Hashtag Joe Felz. People in the comments are going crazy. They're like, absolutely not. None of this makes sense. This post is super weird, especially after the previous two posts, which is also very weird, you guys. Somebody is deleting his post. So he had, one of the last videos was that he was going to be making this archive of all these Bibles, right? And then he also starts off the video by saying, I'm not. That video is not on his page anymore. And so people are speculating that she's the one deleting them. And they're actually really pissed.
Well, she would probably be the only one that would be deleting them.
Right.
But, she claims, like, from the couple of videos that I saw, that she's kind of like a witch, right?
Right.
She does, like, spiritual magic stuff, and she does, like, energy stuff that she talks about, just kind of witchy. And so I don't know, like, how a person would act if they're all witchy and your partner hangs themselves, I
don't know either, but I do know that it's definitely worth looking into. A lot of people are starting to look into this case, and I think that it's very weird that he would be hang himself whenever he specifically said he wouldn't do that.
Right.
So it is kind of weird, you guys. Something to
It's definitely
think about.
a little shady.
Yes.
For sure. If it's nothing, it's shady.
Yes.
And it's weird behavior at the least.
Another weird lady doing weird things after her
Right.
husband's death.
Yeah,
you know?
a very, very tragic death. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest
and
in peace.
People are saying that it's very Erika Kirky. She's
Okay.
giving off the Erika Kirk vibes. So we'll definitely be bringing that up again in the future when more comes out.
Yeah.
I'll say that. So we'll end it on another crazy story, guys. It looks like in New Mexico, the U.S. military accidentally killed everybody on board a civilian medevac flight in New Mexico. So apparently they used laser weapons and shot it at this medevac airplane in the sky, and it obviously crashed and everybody died on it. But this is crazy that they have this laser weapon that they don't want to talk about because this story is not getting any news for some reason.
This is insane. Yeah, they don't want to talk about laser weapons right now. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Some laser stuff's going down for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we see it. And it's so obvious. Like, let's all paint our houses blue.
Right.
Let's paint our houses blue.
Right. That I think that's probably at least one way you can protect yourself.
Honestly.
These days,
No
you
joke.
guys.
All jokes aside.
Yeah.
Get some blue tarp. Let's cover our houses in blue tarp, guys.
Yeah, because apparently they cannot use it on blue.
The laser doesn't react.
Yep. Yeah, I think this story should be everywhere, but they're intentionally being obtuse about it because, that's a horrible tragedy that happens. They killed a whole bunch of American citizens. Our own government did.
On accident.
On accident.
You can't just claim
on accident, right?
You can't just claim accident
Right.
so often. Like,
Right.
They accidentally shot a girl's school down or blew up a girl's school.
Yeah.
They accidentally did that.
Yeah.
That was an accident too, right?
Well, they don't
make way too many accidents.
They don't even want to talk about that, which is crazy. I mean, they don't want to talk about anything
Why
that they
would
do
they?
wrong. Yeah, it's messed up, and it is interesting though that they have laser technology. So they're admitting to that, you guys. At least they're
Yes.
admitting to something.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to support the show, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee. We just opened up over there.
And make sure to check us out on Spreaker or Patreon to get that uncut, uncensored, unredacted full videos.
Till next time, guys.
See you next time.